Truffles. I have a cousin in New York who was once telling me that he had a debate with somebody who I agree is seriously messed up. So my cousin said that after this discussion, it didn't go so well. My cousin said that he decided to kind of distance himself from this person. So I'm thinking to myself, well, that's not very nice. I said to my cousin, how many years were you giving dawah to this guy? And I intentionally put in the word years. My cousin started giggling and he's like, what do you mean years? We just had one debate and that's it. And I decided to cut him off. Which brings us to today's ayah.
قالوا يا نوح قد جادلتنا فأكثرت جدالنا فأتنا بما تعدنا إن كنت من الصادقين.
Here in this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us the story of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam and how his people responded to him. If you look at what they're saying to him, they say, oh Nuh, you've argued with us and you've been excessive in your arguing with us. Now take a look at that. What they're saying is that Nuh alayhi salam didn't just tell them the truth one way, he told them in every single way he could tell them. And he didn't just tell them once, he kept telling them again and again and again. In fact, the Quran shows us that Nuh alayhi salam gave da'wah to his people for 950 years. That, my friends, is the character of the prophets alayhimus salam, that they're not hasty in helping people open their eyes. They're not hasty in giving the heart a chance to hear the truth. And you don't need to go very far to find an example of this in the story of the Prophet ﷺ when he left Mecca, went to the city of Ta'if, and he was trying to get the people to follow the message of Islam, and they refused. But not only did they refuse, they stoned the Prophet ﷺ, they swore at him, they kicked him out of the city. So when the Prophet ﷺ left the city of Ta'if, Angel Jibreel alayhi salam came to the Prophet ﷺ, said to him that we heard what you said to the people of Ta'if, and we heard what they said to you in response, and with me is the angel of the mountains, and at your command they will be destroyed. Now we all know what the Prophet ﷺ said, but let's take a look at it again. The Prophet ﷺ said no. For perhaps Allah may bring from their progeny, from their offspring, those who will worship Him alone. What's so amazing about this example of the Prophet ﷺ is that his hope wasn't even necessarily in these people or in this week or this month or next year. The Prophet ﷺ said, maybe it'll be their children who follow the true path of Islam. Maybe even their children's children, but that's how the prophets were. They gave people a chance to hear the truth. They were patient with them. So this is how you and I benefit from this as well. We need to stay close to people who are firm on the deen. If you look at Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, when so many people apostated and he stood firm on the deen, those who were close to Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu also found themselves being firm on the deen, just like Abu Bakr was. And if you look, and this is actually interesting about At-Ta'if, the same city, they later on became Muslim towards the end of the Prophet ﷺ's life, and then he died soon after. Then when everybody else was apostating and leaving Islam, the people of Ta'if wanted to leave Islam as well. But there was somebody who stood firm and gave them a speech and said, listen, O people of Ta'if, you were one of the last people to become Muslim. Don't be the first ones to leave Islam. So because this man was firm on the deen, he also helped and guided other people to be firm on the deen. That's the type of people that we all need in our circles.